Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brad with Tran Despite.
Drain Despite?
I was gonna try to go Drain Despite, but the Despite didn't really come across so well. So it's anyway. That was my impersonation of being drunk. But really, being drunk usually just looks more like this.
Sometimes.
Just super chill.
Sometimes.
Well, almost always super chill. When have you not seen me super chill? Whatever. Anyway. Story.
Most of the time, he is chill.
Yeah, that's gonna be our Budapest reference, the one that like never gets talked about, like in Marvel between Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yep.
And they're talking about that.
Budapest.
You and I remember Budapest very differently. We're not going to tell the story.
No.
You're just wondering at home, what the hell's Budapest? What's a city? Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so here we are. We're in the garage introducing Tran. We're doing a catch up. This week's already kind of gotten away from us. So it's January 12th. It's a Wednesday, which should normally be reserved for the deadlift training. However, Monday and Tuesday totally got away from us. So today's Monday for all intent and purpose. So it is going to be a squat day. Today is going to be an Anderson squat. So we'll work on getting that set up here in a little bit. I might want to do a different thing than we did before. So more to follow there. And then for the winning warm up, we're going to do sled pull, leg curl, seated row, and abduction. And just to give you the so what for that, right? Sled pull is just good for general GPP. It will help us warm up. Gets just moving, some blood pumping. And it's not super wicked cold outside, so it's a little bit more, tolerable, at least with like, a light jacket. So I want to utilize that. The leg curl, just prioritizing the hamstring work and posterior. Hamstring. Most people don't do enough of the hamstring work. So really what you see with all of our deadlift days, all of our squat days, it all includes hamstring work. So I definitely want to make sure that we are prioritizing that, because historically in my own training I had not. Seated row, really excited about that. So seated row, we're going to be using this guy today. So this is new to the family, just the little V-bar. But God, I got to tell you, I don't know what you guys think, but like these are like this is like my favorite grip for row work and even like pull down. Love it. So for like the seated pulls, pull downs and stuff, like I love it. I just like the way that it feels on my back and just the angle. I don't know what, it's just like, it's got to be my hands down favorite grip attachment ever. So we just got a new one. Well, we just got one. I didn't have an old one. I have one now. So now that we have you remember the Wayne's World? She's like, open your present, Wayne. He's like, what is it? She's like, it's a gun rack. He's like, a gun rack? I don't even own a gun, let alone the many guns it would necessitate to own an entire rack. What am I gonna do with a gun rack? And she's like, if you're not careful, Wayne, you're gonna lose me. He's like, shut, get the net. I lost you 6 months ago, psycho hose beast. Anyway, Little Wayne's World, probably a movie most of you guys won't know, but some of you will. So yeah, so I'm just really excited about that. I have a V-bar grip attachment, and I'm super jazzed about it. I can put it in my gun rack. Yeah, anyway. And then we're gonna be
cool.
Yeah, careful your noodle. You're gonna rack your noodle on.
I felt it.
You're gonna rack your noodle on the rack, and you got to be careful with your noodle, because if you bang your noodle too hard, it'll do damage.
My noodle.
Yeah, and
I can't record anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. How am I gonna hire somebody else? I can't afford someone else. And then abduction. We're gonna do some abduction because last time that we did the hip work specifically, we did adduction. We're gonna do some abduction, or just like, again, general hip stability, and just prepare us to do some squattings. And then, like I said before, we're gonna hit with the Anderson squat. Before we just use the straps, I'm thinking about playing with the chains and hanging it, vice resting it in the straps. I don't know if that'll work out, if I can get it low enough satisfactorily, but we will. I'm gonna play with it. You'll see. Stick around. Stick around. That's the mystery of today. How is he going to set up the Anderson squat? Probably not a big enough hook to keep you to stay, but hopefully it is. And hopefully you guys will stick around, root us on for this video. And yeah, we're going to get after it, and we'll catch you on the backside. So hopefully I'll see you in about what might be 2 to maybe 5 minutes for you. Not for me. It'll be a little while for me, but it'll be more condensed for you. So we'll see you after that condensed time frame.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
All right, now we are through the winning warm-up. Had a little bit of a mid-course interruption. Had some folks coming to get some stuff that we were selling, and so I had to kind of pause and help get that loaded up. We're a little bit later in the time frame than I would like. I don't want to cool down too much. I talked a little bit about changing the setup. Previously, we used the safety strap right in place to just have the weight rest on the safety strap. The problem was, because of my hand position, if I want to get in position to unrack that bar, I'm actually coming under the strap with my arm. So when I stand, I've got that strap hooked on my arm. Wasn't optimal. So to mitigate that, this time we're using the chain, and we have it looped up here, looped down here, and we have it pinned in with our band pegs so that the chain won't slide around. And so, I can get some movement this way, and for that's kind of good, because as I'm getting into position, I can rock that forward, get underneath it a little bit more comfortably, and then sit back, get balanced, and drive. And that way the chains come with me. And sure, I'm getting a little bit of chain weight, but it's not a lot. It's not, each chain is only 15 pounds, and I'm not supporting the entirety of the weight. So I'm not even getting a full 15 pounds of additional weight from the chain. So that's kind of a non-issue. I'm just gonna round that down to 0 and account for nothing. But it's a good way to get us in position and be able to have an appropriate hand position and provide the safety that we want. So this is a new setup. I haven't tried it like this. The only thing that I would probably like to do differently is if I actually had straps that I could utilize. I have a few that would be good for it, but I don't have enough to facilitate what I'm looking for. So I just won't bother with it. But the strap might be better just to help preserve the knurl, because right here where this chain is gonna beat up and chew up the knurl. Now, for me, it's not a real big issue, because that's exactly where the J-cup goes anyway. So this, you can already tell there has been some abuse on this knurl just from J-cups and things like that alone. So, really nothing lasts forever. And this is getting some wear and tear, where that chain sets. But it's an acceptable loss in my opinion. So that's the setup that we're gonna roll with. Hopefully, this works out and we can get through it. But as I mentioned before, I don't want to cool down too much. So time to get back after it and get rolling. So here we go.
Nah.
Stoic for the win. I can't even move it. What did we do different earlier? I did.
Pull front.
Huh?
Pull front.
I can't reach it. You measured me? This is your fault.
They're not even on.
And ta-da!
That's what happens long as you got thick legs, man.
Why am I sweating more from putting her sleeves on?
Really?
Oh, I still want you. I still need you. I love you. Oh, I still want you. I still need you. I still love you. Oh, I still want you. I still need you. I love you. Oh, I still want you. I still need you. I still love you. Oh, I still want you. I still need you. I still love you. I still need you. Oh, I still want you. I still need you. I love you.
Yeah, that's it. That's the video. Reached the end. Let me start the camera just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Super excited for today, even with the interruption that we had, which was, I mean, every bit of what, 45 minutes or so, Nat?
Almost an hour.
Maybe almost an hour. So, I mean, taking just a hard pause right in the middle of the workout, then trying to pick back up, get into it, and then just kind of create some momentum, especially with as cold as it is. I think it's like in the mid 30s right now. So, anyway, so with all that being said, I'm super excited about how things went. We were able to finish out the winning warm up, and again with the sled pull leg curl, seated row within the abduction, and then doing the Anderson squats with that chain set that I demonstrated kind of mid through. I actually kind of like that. I did find having to kind of reposition the chain a little bit just to make sure we stayed center line, you know, because as we move, we tend to shift a little bit ourselves. So, or the re-rack things just kind of shift a little bit. So I found that that chain was kind of moving a little bit and had to change the hand position. But that wasn't too terrible difficult to achieve. Just kind of pick up the weight and slide it over a little bit. I got up to 505 for 5, and I'm pretty pleased with that. My squat kind of took a hit here, especially in the wake of some of my health stuff. Really everything took a hit, but just, you know, it was good to have some weight on my back and go through some reps. So I'm happy about that. And then Nat, she got up to 305 for 5, and I think it looked real great. The weight was moving pretty fluidly. She did, you know, mention that she had some difficulty, you know, getting set and feeling that brace and like to initiate. So I was really trying to focus on that brace, and I think that's good. I mean, it's a good thing to focus on. The Anderson squats might be something useful for you if you maybe have a little bit of difficulty at a certain range of motion, a certain spot within the full range of motion. You might be able to use Anderson squats to kind of help you fight through that sticking point, as well as, you know, bracing, right? Because you're picking up that load from a static position. You know, you don't have the ability to unrack it and set and get your, feel that weight in your back, get set. You're loading from 0 and moving right into the first concentric movement. So it is a little bit different than a normal squat, and I do like it. I feel like it's, you know, it's a good reinforcer of some positive cues. Keeping the chest up, sticking with the light drive, bracing well. I think that if you work with the Anderson squat, it can help you with some of those other things. So just kind of bear that in mind. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I got to move on and get some dinner. Dinner's already waiting, and I'm getting the, you know, what do they call that? I don't know, the Bo Peep hook for me to like go on with the remainder of the evening. So we're gonna close it down there. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop in the chat box below. If you liked the funny little clip of us trying to put Net's brand new knee sleeves on, you know, give us a thumbs up.
Sucks. I broke 2 nails.
She broke toenails.
2 nails!
Oh, 2 nails.
Rude.
Not toenails.
Not toenails.
Oh, I would say you'd be very flexible to get your foot up there like that. Anyhow, yeah, so comments, questions, everything like that, leave it below. Yeah, if this video made you smile, give it a thumbs up. And I just wanted to continue to show my appreciation for all of you that help make this channel what it is. Your subscription means a lot, and I appreciate that. For those of you that take the time and the energy to share it with people, I really appreciate that as well. If you happen to know folks that might enjoy this content or benefit from some of the things that we talk about and or do, and would be willing to share it with them, I definitely appreciate that. Remember guys, no matter what it is you think you can't do, like continue to play with your setup for things to ensure you get it locked in and you know, in the most optimal setup so that you can be your most bestest. It's never going to happen if you don't get in and train despite. You're either going to find an excuse, you're going to find a way, and I hope that you guys continue to find that way. I appreciate you watching this one, and I hope to see you in that next video. Peace.
Peace. Blah, la, 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 la.
What? You went from like you're like an Ace Ventura.
You're like peace.
Oh. It's like falling into a black hole.
All right, let's finish this.